Welcome to the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, February 28th. Over the last 2 weeks, precipitation has been minimal across the Great Basin, with only parts of eastern Idaho into central and southern Utah, especially in the higher terrain near or above normal. But most of the Great Basin is well below normal for the time of year. Over the last 72 hours, we've only seen light amounts of snowfall over parts of northern Utah and up into central Idaho, and the snow depth is the image on the right. Most of the snowpack has dropped to below normal across the Great Basin. And you can see from the percent of normal, we're generally in the 70 to 80th percentile over much of the Great Basin, and only far southern areas are near normal. But we will see warmer and drier conditions early this week, which will allow more snow to melt going into midweek, but storms will pick up later this week. The satellite loop from this morning shows the ridge of high pressure dominating the Great Basin, with storms being pushed north over the Pacific Northwest into central Idaho. So we will see some light precipitation over the next couple of days across central Idaho, but the rest of the Great Basin will remain dry until later this week. Today, again, that ridge will remain in place with just clouds and showers in the far north, but temperatures will remain well above normal for the time of year across Nevada and Utah and the Arizona Strip, with generally light winds and poor dispersion. We will see some breezy winds over parts of central Idaho as those systems track eastward across the northern portion of the Great Basin, and also northeast winds over far southern areas of Nevada into the Arizona Strip will be gusty, with gusts around 30 miles per hour. Otherwise, the rest of the Great Basin will see light winds and low mixing heights. As we move into Tuesday, a similar weather pattern. That ridge still dominates Nevada and Utah and the southern areas of the Great Basin, with storms again being pushed across Idaho with some light precipitation. Generally light winds region-wide with the exception of the far south, so we will see poor dispersion. Also very low mixing heights and lighter winds again in most areas. As we move into Wednesday, we do see a trough of low pressure start to approach the west coast. Still warm and dry conditions with another day of well above normal temperatures for Nevada and Utah, and still some clouds and light showers in the far north with light winds and poor dispersion. We will start to see those winds pick up in northern California and far northwest Nevada, but for the most part still lighter winds across the Great Basin on Wednesday with low to moderate mixing heights. The forecast clearing index for Utah for the next few days will show clearing indices quite low, obviously under the ridge of high pressure. With lighter winds, we'll see a minimal dispersion. Very light amounts of precipitation are expected, mainly in central Idaho, but the heavier amounts will be up into northern Idaho, but certainly still could see some new snowfall or light precipitation in central Idaho over the next couple of days. As we move into Thursday, however, that's where the trough of low pressure starts to move into the Pacific Northwest and northern California, and it will allow winds to increase across the Great Basin and also bring clouds and the beginning stages of some shower activity over the western and northern areas of the basin. So we will see better dispersion across the southern half of Nevada and Utah as those gusty south to southwest winds increase ahead of that trough of low pressure. On Friday, we will see the trough move across the Great Basin, so we will see showers generally region-wide except for maybe the far south. Also, winds will be increasing as the system moves through, and mixing heights increasing as well, so we will see better dispersion across the region. But much cooler temperatures as we go into Thursday and Friday, so we will likely see temperatures drop to near or below normal. Saturday, we continue to have the influence of the trough of low pressure across the Great Basin, so continued clouds and showers and cooler temperatures, along with some breezy winds. And this also continues on Sunday. However, the trough will start to push eastward, so we may see some drier conditions later in the weekend into early next week for western areas of the Great Basin, but showers will continue eastward. So forecast amounts of precipitation going from Thursday into Saturday morning show that increase in precipitation really in most areas of the Great Basin, at least seeing some lighter shower activity. The heavier spots will be in parts of the Sierra and also into central Idaho, with more modest amounts as you move further east. Areas that may remain dry will be parts of the Arizona Strip, parts of far southern Nevada, and southeast Utah. But we will see at least cooler temperatures and higher humidity. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from March 7th through the 13th, shows below normal temperatures region-wide and the better chances for above normal precipitation being over the eastern half of the Great Basin, with still drier conditions over the western areas. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Thursday for the latest updates.